What's going on, everyone? It's Jeremy with JMed's Brick Clicks. On my ongoing changing of the farm, our next farm update here, we're going to change this farm from being plowed to being planted. As you can see, in case you missed the last video, you may want to go check that out. We used mills plates to where I can just pop these sections off and basically change this whole thing in under 20 minutes. Because I usually allow extra, it doesn't even take half that time, but I know I'm going to knock a tree over, knock something over, and it's going to take some time to fix it. So what we've got here, before we change it over, just a quick overview from the last video. We changed it from a big green field where we had a bunch of hay bales that are all back there in a row behind the hay baler and our baling tractor. What we've got now, we've got our custom John Deere 8RX, pulling our ripper plow, tilling up all the soil, using those palisade bricks to work kind of like a cultivator. Now the next thing we're going to do, we're going to get our planter out. We're going to set this up. So I've got all new plates, I've got to do that. We'll get that set up and get started. So bring you around here from this angle. Just do a 360 of the farm. Come over here and look on top. Get a little bit closer so you can see that. All right. Oh, we'll show you all the hay bales. All right, let's get started changing this over to planting season. All right, back to the farm. I've got an idea, and it involves my custom John Deere 9570 RT tractor. I've got a little bit of a problem with it. I think I'm going to make this tractor a little bit better, maybe a little bit more realistic to scale. One of the problems I have is the tracks don't roll perfectly, kind of on flat surfaces. They'll probably do okay on this field, like through here. But the other small problem I have is the front wheels are a little bit too big, and I also need to add, I guess, some steps to be able to get up into the operator station. Now, one of the sets that I built, if you haven't checked out my other videos, I made a bigger version of this, and I'll show you in just a second. It's way too big for my farm here, but it's just one that I wanted to do because I know I could do it. I wanted the challenge. So let's take a look at that, and let me show you the idea that I have before I get it changed over. All right, now this is the one I built just recently this year. I did a video on it. If you want to see another video on it that goes all around it, check out the recent videos. It's in the farm playlist, I think, as well, and custom builds. But yeah, with the smaller tires on the front, our steers going up, that's one thing that this set that I actually built in 2021. So this thing's 3 years old. It's kind of held up okay, but I think I can do a little bit better job. I do like how I've got a little door here that I can open and close. So I did add that feature. Other than that, there's no real other play features on it. It's held up well, honestly, for 3 years, and realistically, it's totally fine the way it is if I wanted to leave it like that, but I think I can do a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is change the wheels out to these. I know these are on some of the construction vehicles, but those little grooves are made perfect for these Lego tracks to make them roll. And yeah, they didn't want to roll. That's lovely. Live video, I'm not going to reshoot it. But if If we make it like that, we're going to get that more downward action like we have with this one, that downward angle. It's also going to make it easier to add steps to this. So I might need to bring it back a little bit, and then I can just add the steps down just to make this a little bit more realistic to scale. Yes, this is minifigure scale, but if I put this on my Lego farm, it's like twice as big as anything else, and yeah, it's just going to look dumb from a scale standpoint. So that's the vehicle I'm going to use. It pairs well with my other custom tractors, the John Deere, the 8RX, the 9RX, and then the 6 Series tractor, and then even the smaller ones like the 1025, little small 1025R. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So let me get this changed over. I've got to change all this interior in here as well because that angle is going to change. So let me get that done, and I'll show you what it looks like here in just a second. We're going to start on this side of the farm this time and bring you up kind of a drone view. We brought out the sprayer, which is right there. We'll take a look at that in just a minute, my custom sprayer. I think I built that last year. But right now, the 8RX is pulling my custom planter. Looks like we're starting to get some rows planted. I love that scene where it's just like, it looks like it's an action scene, like it's actively pulling through that. I'd almost thought about doing the stop motion stuff where I'd add a few pieces and keep going, and I did like 2 pictures and thought, oh good lord, that's going to take, I'm going to have 50 pictures just to get to the end, and then like have them speed through really fast, just what, 1/10 of a second a piece. It's not worth it. So this is what you got. If you guys want to try that, be my guest. Tag me in the video if you do something like that, because I want to watch it to see how it turns out. I'm interested in that. I just don't think I have the time or patience to do something like that. But anyway, that's what we got. I got a few other changes I made on the farm. We're going to come around here. I'll show you the sprayer in just a second also. So what we got, I added this huge tree, and I'm just noticing, I wonder if my son put this little green, I'm afraid to take it off one-handed. There's one lime green on there, but that's my biggest tree on the farm. We use the round, I think those are 1/4 circle cylinder, so there's 4 pieces per row. We go up, little base. I try to tack it down just a tiny bit with a couple plates, just in case if I bump it, there's maybe a 50% chance it doesn't fall over. So I'd rather take that than 100% always falling over. But that's the tallest tree. Come back here and get a better idea how tall this thing is. Yeah, that thing's a beast. I like that. We got to move our 6 Series tractor kind of out of the way. We've got our little John Deere 1025R. He's mowing, trying to keep the barnyard, I guess, around the barn and around the silos mowed. We got our horse trailer. This is a Lego set. I know probably a lot of you don't have this. It came out, I want to say 1986, middle 80s for sure. But it's a fairly rare set because I didn't even know it existed, and I started collecting in that era. Yeah, it's a really expensive set too for what it is. Like after shipping, if you can get this for under, if you can get it for under $40, you're doing awesome. I think I got it for just over that, and it had to come from Europe, so I had to pay probably half the cost with shipping. I think eBay's just as bad trying to find this little set. It's really weird, but being a farm set, I wanted to add it to the farm. All right, what else have we done? Haven't really gone over the bees and beehives and honeycombs lately, so there's that. Little custom designs if you want to build those for yourself. I've got a video on that. Just search the playlist. There's the back of the planter. I did videos on these, so if you guys want to check those out, that planter, it does fold up to where I can make it to where it'll fit on a road. Like my overly jumbled road, which I've just put stuff in there just to have, try to make space. But anyway, other thing, we've got our scarecrow out. He's ready to be put out in the field. once we get it all planted.